clever pun. The conversation.
I also got to play Donkey Kong Bonanza. You'll never believe which returning character I ran into. The cow! They were still behind me in the line.
Hello and welcome to the Kongversation. I'm Hyle Russell, and it's Monday night. All my rowdy friends are here tonight.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Wolfe, and we're here with the person that makes it happen.
And I'm Jeff Onan. I'm the third one. That's me.
Yeah. So, that was a little Monday Night Football reference for you, because it is time, once again, for the DKU Draft Special. Now, this is a concept that you, Jeff, originated, and we started it last year. People liked what they heard enough that they were like, hey, you doing another one? And I reached out to you, Jeff, and I was like, hey, the NFL draft is coming up. And you were like, what? Hyle, what the hell are you talking about? Why are you telling me this? And I said, well, we have to do the DKU draft.
Yeah, I was wondering if maybe you were a small business owner in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and you're thinking, wow, when the draft comes to town, it's really going to be a boon for my business. I run a bar. But no, you run a podcast, which is the bar of the internet.
It definitely drives you to drink for sure.
The bar of the... I think that's true. I feel good about saying that. Or you saying... I guess I didn't say it. You said it. I feel good about that.
We all could say it. We're going to be saying a lot today because this is an audio talk show format called a podcast. The Kongversation podcast, specifically.
The bar of the internet, yes.
Kyle, before we really get into it, I did have I'm loath to call it a bit, but it is I guess it's a quest that every episode I'm on this season of the Kongversation podcast, season 13, because the season 13 is such a scary number. I thought every episode I'm on, I'm going to say one thing that's scary. All right. So,
all right.
I'll just get it out of the way. I didn't prepare this one. I probably will do research on these in the future so I can think of some scary things. I don't know. I guess, all right, I had this one in my back pocket, so I guess I'll just use this one. Handyman.
Ooh.
There's one.
Ooh.
That's one.
That's one.
I was prepared to use this at some point this season, and I'm burning it real quick. But all right,
this is a good episode.
I thought you said handyman at first.
No.
And I was like,
he has only one hand. He's got less hands than most hand people. He's less handy.
I was like, oh, that is scary because, they say they're going to come between like 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. and then that's your whole day. You have to sit around waiting for them.
I'm supposed to let a handyman come to my house and fuck my wife? I don't think so. Not going to happen.
What?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
What if he messes with my air conditioner or something?
Yeah, that's my wife.
So we're all a bit punchy right now because we were recording this right after the whole drama of the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders opening in the Americas. And we went through it. The three of us had vastly different experiences in our attempts to get a Switch 2, but we're all kind of feeling a little punchy right now. We're all feeling a bit agitated and at wit's end, and it's going to be quite the combative experience trying to do this DKU draft. Now, Jeff, for those of you who just stumbled upon the podcast this season and maybe didn't listen to the brilliance that was the Kongversation season 12, what is the DKU draft and how is this year the DKU double draft going to be different?
Well, thanks for asking, Hyle. First of all, I just want to say that drafting is a pretty fun little concept that I came up with. And it's essentially where when you have a pool of participants to choose from, and we take turns choosing someone to join our team, something to go into our pool, our list. So we go from the pool, and it's my turn, and I pick one. Once I've picked that thing to join my team, imagine this is like choosing dodgeball teams in gym class. Once I pick someone to join my team, that pick is off limits. No one else can pick that. That's what a draft is. And we will each pick things until we all have a team of 5 things. Last year, when we did this on the Kongversation season 12, we were drafting DKU video games. So someone would say, I want Donkey Kong Country 2, and someone else would say, I want Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing with Banjo-Kazooie.
Right.
And they would go on your list, and then we would each end up with 5. And then we would go down to our patrons on patreon.com, all of our loyal patrons of DK Vine, and ask them to vote who has the best team, who chose the best 5 games. And we did a vote, and somebody won. None of us remember who. It's not important.
What is important?
Can I say something? Because I wasn't on the results episode last time.
You were invited.
I was invited. I couldn't make it. But listen, I read through some of those Patreon comments when people were voting, when people were throwing their vote around, and they were saying they were voting against me. Normal. Been there. But they were saying some wild stuff about like, man, these guys don't get me at all. I would have picked, and then like their 5 lists, like they always did their own little list, because just thinking of 5 games is obviously easy, guys. That's not the game here. They did a list, and they were like the 4 N64 3D platformers and Yooka-Laylee. You would have lost, bro. That's too. It's not varied enough. You didn't. You aren't even thinking about how this game works. We're trying to make varied and balanced breakfasts here of our groups of 5. I'm just saying, you can't say that I made a terrible list, and then even without the constraints of having to draft against your friends, you made a list that doesn't have any fiber in it. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Very, very well articulated point, 3rd place. So
okay. Fuck. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
What we're gonna do, we are gonna do it again. Believe it or not, we had this genius idea to do it, but to do it again. And the againness of it is pretty key, because the main thing about it is that it will work sort of the same way. What is that way? It's called a snake draft. No, I did not say snake pass. Snake Pass is a non-DKU game with a very DKU feel and a soundtrack by David Wise. We all think it's cute, but I said snake draft. The snake draft is basically saying we will have a draft order. Someone will go first, someone will go second, someone will go third. But then in the second round, we're going to reverse that order. So third will go first, second will go second, and then first will go third. And as we swap back and forth, rotating the order, the order will snake back and forth like a long, slender, living creature.
A
like
tube. A tube of animal.
A worm. Like
an animal tube.
An animal tube. An eel? A worm?
There's something satisfying about a good tube of an animal, I have to say. We're all thinking
Most
it.
of
We
a
all
horse.
know what's in our hearts.
Most of a horse. Anything phallic, there's something there. There's something to that in a way. But so we will be snaking the draft once again. Before we announce the actual what the order will be, we'll get to that. But I want to just right out the gate explain what we will be drafting, because that's a little different this time. Last time we were drafting DKU video games.
Now, here's the thing, Jeff.
Somebody
Here's
won.
the thing.
I don't remember
We're still
who won,
doing
but
that.
someone did. Are we?
We're still drafting DKU video games. That's part of the game.
Oh, I guess you're right. So we're going to be drafting DKU video games again. That's the againness of it. However, we have a little twist, which is that we are taking off limits. We are taking off the board every game that was drafted in the first DKU draft. Okay? All 15.
All
15 of the most popular DKU video games
and
are
Minecraft.
gone. 15 of the most popular and Minecraft. They're off the board. They're gone forever. You cannot pick them. I'm going to list them in a second, but we're going to be doing that. We're going to be picking DKU games and not picking those ones. And so it becomes an entirely different contest of how do you make the best list when all of your available options are the B and C tier DKU games. I'm calling this the second bananas draft. We're drafting from the scraps, the squelchy leftovers. But Hyle, that's not all. In the past year, DKU drafting has become one of the most growing sports in America, and
It's doubled in size. Yeah,
it's doubled in size.
watch
the DKU,
basketball double in size.
yeah, it's never happened.
You can't argue with this math.
Yeah, they would be over 12 feet tall. It'd be nonsense.
The baskets would be so high up.
I was thinking, like, what if the guys got bigger but the basket didn't? Then it would be easy. It'd be too easy. Anyways, well, we are the DKU Draft Referee Association, the DKU DRA. They have changed up the rules a little bit because we're now gonna do a double draft. What? A double draft. We're gonna be drafting two different drafts, two different teams in the same draft. One of our teams that we're drafting are the second banana DKU games. What is the best list of 5 games we can make once the top 15 DKU games are off the board? That's going to be fun, and it's pretty straightforward. But on top of that, at the same time, we're also going to be building a team of DKU characters.
Oh.
For example, very naughty or really naughty. These are examples. We're going to be drafting DKU characters, trying to make a team of 5 all-stars that we think are going to win us the popularity contest. Again, all of this is going to go to a vote on the DK Vine Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/DKVine or dkvine.com/Patreon. Both are true. And before we jump into it, Hyle, do you have to sell shirts or what?
I don't have to sell. No, I'm not going to push the shirts. The shirts sell themselves, Jeff. I don't need to do a damn thing there. The quality is just off the charts for the shirts this year. But
the problem is that you're selling too many shirts.
Supply chain. It's like the Switch pre-orders. Only the first 30 people get shirts.
Yeah, well, right. You see, it's very complicated with the tariffs and everything.
Yeah,
we don't need to go into it. It's better when they don't sell.
I don't want any tariffs. I don't want tariffs. I don't want tear butts. I don't want tear ands. I don't want none of that. We've got a draft to do, so we're gonna go ahead and do it.
But Jeff, we need team names. Those are the most important establishing elements.
God.
Yes,
we do need team names, and I forgot to bring this up, but I was gonna say we need new team names. They can't be the same team names as last year. Although
naturally.
I did just re-listen to our last year's episodes, and whenever Mitchell said that his team was the San Diego Padres, I kept thinking that he was saying pod race like Star Wars. And I guess back then in the moment, I didn't even catch that. But then on re-listen, I was like, oh, I should have said pod racing. Damn it. You know?
Yeah, so mine is the San Diego Pod Race.
All right, we're locking it in.
Yep.
Mitchell, San Diego Pod Race, and this is all right in a Google document on Drive. That means it's official. So you can't fuck with that. Hyle, do you have a team name ready to go?
You know what? You talked about squelching earlier, and that really. Yeah, that really brought to mind some evocative imagery. And I came in second place last year. And
number two.
And while that might be emasculating to some, for me, it's kind of my kink. So I'm going to go with the Sloppy Second as my team name.
All right. The Sloppy Seconds. Although I'm going to remind you. Well, I'll tell you in a second. I'm going to say
not
my
the
team
Sloppy
name.
Seconds, just the Sloppy Second, singular. It's me.
The Sloppy Second.
Yes.
All right. Like a one Mississippi. There it is. Well, I guess that wasn't sloppy enough. I would have to say like one Mississippi.
Exactly.
All right. Well, my team name is going to be the Atlanta Rhythm Section.
You are my imaginary lover, Jeff.
Hey, thank you, Hyle, for being so quick on that. I wasn't sure. You know, it's always a risk when you throw a new old school band into the mix. And sometimes it's fun on a 3-person episode to make references that one of the three won't enjoy. It's just part of it. So, Hyle, I am so into you, but I did want to point out that last year you started to get a little self-conscious that you had the only team name that didn't have the name of a city in it. Are you okay with being the Sloppy Second and not like the
Cincinnati Sloppy Seconds?
The Fayetteville Sloppy, the Cincinnati Sloppy Seconds is really good. Mitchell, that's very good.
I just got back to the mic. I was doing other stuff, but I felt like I had something to say.
Mitchell, we have a podcast to do. Please stop shopping.
5 loud things happened at once. I did it for you. I tried to quiet everything.
Oh, it's okay. I love you guys.
No, so I'm pretty nomadic. I don't like to be tied down to any one location, so I'm fine with it this year. I know who I am. Last year, I had a bit of an identity crisis. This year, I made peace with Hyle Russell.
Last year, you were located in the village of Bananal, but
now
this year, you're a nomad.
I would like to point out one other difference from last year. Last year, we did live stream this on our Twitch channel. This year, we're just live streaming it for our $5 and up patrons. Because I am like the best drug dealer. I get them hooked, and then I raise the price.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. And
it's how I afford my Switch, too.
So the other change... Was there another thing we're going to do? Oh, by the way, okay. Here's the last thing I have to say before we get into it so that people are not confused or wondering about this is how are we going to score this? We've got 2 different drafts? What? How can there be a winner if there's 2 different drafts? Well, we are going to have 2 different polls, and we're going to say who won this draft? Who has the best set of second banana DKU games? We're going to do another poll for our DK Vine patrons that says who has the best team of DKU character all-stars. And we're going to get our results from that, but then we're going to collate and combine the scores. Your score in each one will be a percentage out of 100, meaning your combined score will be a number out of 200. And I am hoping to get roughly 190, but hopes don't always come true. I'll do my best.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do. That's what makes this even spicier than last year because as we go through the draft, we're going to have a turn order. And when it's your turn to pick, you can pick a character or a game to put into either one of your teams, your game team or your character team. And so each time you're up to bat, each time you're up to the podium and you're on the clock, you have to grapple with which of the 2 drafts should I prioritize right now and react to what else is happening. It's going to be spicy because you can't neglect either side. Your final score will be your combined performance across both drafts.
This is more intense than trying to pre-order a Switch 2. I was going into this thinking, whatever, it's a big jerk off. We're going to have a laugh. And now I'm remembering how stressful this was last year. What did I agree to? Why am I doing this?
Well, you're doing this, Hyle, because I'm your cyber bully, and I've talked you into it. So right before we get into it, I am gonna right now list off the games that are off limits. And by the way, for people who listened last year, you already know all the ground rules. But just a quick summary. For people who are brand new to the DKU draft, you cannot choose ports or remakes of something that someone else already chose. Right. If somebody said Donkey Kong Country 2, someone else cannot say Donkey Kong Country 2 for the Game Boy Advance. That's off limits. You also can't choose the game Rare Replay, because that is a collection of games that's just not tenable at all. We would have to kill you like the Lord of the Flies. That all is pretty straightforward. Whenever you draft a game, just assume you're drafting the kind of every version of it or the platonic ideal version of it, whether you're getting Tropical Freeze for the new Funky Mode Switch or the one on the Wii U, it doesn't matter. That's all. It's all what it is.
And I do want to point out, this wasn't an issue last year. It's obviously going to come up this year, and we need to address it right from the start. Unreleased games are not eligible this year, so nobody can be voting for Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, or Yooka-Laylee even.
Yeah, or Dunk.
Dunk.
Right,
no
or
Dunk.
I do want to stress, though, the only reason that we can't vote for unreleased games is because Jeff and I were definitely planning on doing it, and then Hyle posted in our chat that we're not supposed to and don't think about it, and we were like, well, I guess we can't now.
Yeah.
So
kind of rude. More than
kind of rude.
Very.
We definitely were going to. It was fine. It was the difference between me picking to go first or third. So now it's third, I guess.
Okay. So you might have gone first if Bonanza was on the table. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I think the fact that it's a game that none of our voters have played or experienced does kind of lend logic to, no, we can't. You can't let that excitement taint the draft.
It's trading on the hype, and it's letting emotion overrule intellect. We wouldn't want that in an election, would we?
But let's skew away from political analogies and stick to sports. NFL. But yeah, and I am Jeff the ref, so this is why I'm breaking down some of these rules. But if anyone at home wants to follow along, if you want to know which games are eligible to be drafted, you should go to dkvine.com/games, because that is where you'll find a list of which games are DKU. It is hard to keep up. I know that sometimes Killer Instinct 2013 is not DKU, and then the next day it is, or Cameo, Elements of Power, or Saberwolf for the Game Boy Advance. And some people are saying, what's Jitsu Squad? Hyle, what's Jitsu Squad? It doesn't matter. You just go to that list and you'll find the list and you'll have it listed. So that list of games are what's eligible, minus the games that I'm about to tell you now. Because here are the 15 games that are ineligible to be drafted on this year, the 2025 edition of the DKU Draft. Are we ready?
Yeah.
My nipples are so pert right now.
Yeah.
Hyle, Candyman. All right, that's There are 15 games that are ineligible. They are Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Diddy Kong Racing, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Star Fox Adventures, Grabbed by the Ghoulies, Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise, Sea of Thieves, Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Sonic ampersand Sega All-Stars Racing with Banjo-Kazooie,
Woo!
and Minecraft.
Woo!
those are the games that we cannot pick from, which is going to make this actually very tough. But we're ready to launch into it. We're going to be drafting either something from the second Banana DKU games or any DKU character. But who's going first? Well, last year we used a random number generator. We prayed to RN Jesus, and that Jesus spoke and decided our turn order and let me go third so I could win. But this year, we've decided that in classic sports drafting fashion, that it's the team that did the worst the previous year should get the best opportunity the next year. So what we're going to do is we're going to look back in the records. They're not important. It's not important, but we're going to look at the records. We're going to find out who did do the worst. And we're going to let that person, it could be me or anyone, we're going to let that person choose where they want to go in the draft order. So I am looking it up, and okay. Mitchell with the San Diego Padres, you did come in a close third place last year.
I need to pick where I want to go, and I want to go third.
Mitchell wants to go third. Mitchell is going to go third. And
there's a lot of smart logic in going third, by the way. Most people would say go first, but if it's a snake draft, that means Mitchell will, after Mitchell's first pick, Mitchell will immediately have a second pick right after. It's very smart because Mitchell can block us out, Jeff.
Well, and whether that is good or bad, like whether that is extremely overpowered depends on how good that first and second pick are. And if the teams that go before you do a bad job of picking, then they will leave you with great picks when you go third.
Yeah.
So it can be useful. So Mitchell's going to go third. Looking at the results from last year, whoever got second place, it looks like it was Hyle. I didn't know. I just had to look it up. Hyle, which turn order do you want to go in? Mitchell's going third, so you can choose between first or second.
Well, I'm going to pick first just because when the snake wraps back around, when the Ouroboros starts eating its tail, it means I will have 2 picks in a row. The middle picker, that's the cursed spot because you can never have a back-to-back pick.
You never get back-to-back, but you always get the most medium pick. So I am the third guy. I'm Mr. Third. So I'm going to have to go in the middle the most, I guess. So our turn order is going to be Hyle, Jeff, Mitchell. And then Mitchell, Jeff, Hyle. And then Hyle, Jeff, Mitchell. And Mitchell, Jeff, Hyle. Like I said, we're drafting for 2 drafts, which means we're going to get a total of 30 picks. 30. Yeah, we're going to choose things 30 times. Some of you will get to go twice in a row. I won't. It's fine. Let's get started.
We might not all live to the end.
Well, last year we went about 2-ish hours. Not even. Maybe it was 2.
And Dunklin did die, and we went down to 3 people in the middle. So I hope that we all make it this time.
Last year, we did have Pope Francis voting for this, and we had famed Chicago Bears player Steve Mongo McMichael, and they have both passed away this week, and they can no longer participate in the DKU draft. And I just wanted to remember them before we proceed.
For the first selection of the DKU double draft, Hyle and the sloppy second team steps to the podium. Hyle, you're on the clock. The first overall pick.
Yeah.
What is it going to be?
I was accused by Jeff when we talked about the results last year of always voting with my heart. But I wear my heart on my sleeve. That's part of my online persona. It's part of running DK Vine. I'm all emotion. And so, I was thinking, what list should I start with? Should I start with the second bananas, the games, or should I stick with the character all-stars?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. Well, I think I've got to take where my heart is leading me. I've got to pick my most favorite character in the entire DKU and who I consider to be the heart of the DKU. For my first draft, I draft Diddy Kong.
It's a good pick.
It's a good pick.
It's a good pick. You can't argue against that pick.
No. And one thing we will be doing, one thing that we did do, is we sometimes like to razz each other up. We like to give each other a hard time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a bad pick.
Diddy Kong sucks.
Sucks. I hate him.
First of all, he's under all the investigations with the weird parties. Hyle has chosen Diddy Kong in spite of the allegations. And we're moving on to the second pick, which is me, the Atlanta Rhythm section. That amuses me. All right. I get to pick I could pick a game or a character. It is very different when you don't get to go twice in a row.
Yeah, right?
Right? Last game, Mitchell and I got to go twice in a row every round, except for, well, you didn't get to go twice the first time, and I didn't get to go twice the final round. But other than that, it was nice. So, all right, I get to choose one thing. I think that I'm gonna do, I don't like this. I think I'm gonna do a game. And I think I'm torn between, I have a game that I think it like hits a lot of different buckets for me that I really would like to get at some point. But there's another game on the list that just seems too good to leave on the board. And when Mitchell gets to go twice in a row, I'm afraid it might not come back to me. So I'm going to do it, locking it in. I would like to select Donkey Kong Country 3 for my list of second banana DKU games.
You fucking idiot. I wasn't even, not even in my top 5.
Fine. That's fine.
I know we're supposed to like smack talk and be like, Jeff, you should really just log off. You should really just go cry in your pillow. You should smother yourself. But that was actually going to be my first game pick if nobody got to it. So
and well, maybe Mitchell wasn't going to pick it. Maybe it would still be there. It's too late now. It's locked in.
No, I mean, I would have. I'll tell you right now, I wasn't going to pick it this turn where I get to pick 2 things. But yeah, it's clearly one of the big ones remaining. It's if we pick Donkey Kong Countries 1, 2, and Tropical Freeze, it kind of stands out. But we can't. Okay, one thing that we can't do, and I'm going to put my foot down here, is every single time we trash talk, we make an apology and say like, okay, but yeah, it's pretty good. We can't do that every single time.
It's Donkey Kong Country 3, and we at DK Vine, we're a pro Donkey Kong Country 3 family.
We just did this with the Diddy thing. We're like, we pretend we hate it, and then we say, actually, it's pretty good. We can't do it every time. We gotta be a little argumentative. We need to keep the kayfabe up for more than a couple seconds.
Yeah, we do. And before Mitchell makes his selections, I do want to just address something to any of our listeners, also our live stream. We've gotten some good feedback, questions being asked. Square Mango in our live stream chat. And by the way, you could be listening to this live if you become a patron at dkvine.com/Patreon. Square Mango asks, how do you compare games against characters? Well, we're not exactly doing that. We are doing 2 separate drafts.
Right.
We're gonna make a list of our characters. We're gonna make our list of our games, and at the end, you guys are gonna vote in 2 different polls. You're gonna have a poll where you said who had the best characters. Then you're gonna have a poll that said who had the best games, and at the end of all that, we're gonna combine the scores. The part that makes it hard for us, the players, is that when it's our turn to pick, we have to decide which of the 2 games we want to pick, which of the 2 sides of this game we want to play in. Do we contribute to our character list or do we contribute to our game list? I understand that'll be a little confusing. Just wanted to remind our audience how that's working now that we're in the throes of it.
2 very hard polls, like when the handyman shows up and you have to decide who's going first and who's going to be the sloppy second.
That's right. So Mitchell, you get to pick twice now. What your team?
So I'm gonna because we need to do well at both drafts. We can't just sacrifice one for the other. I am going to use my first opportunity and the first opportunity in the game from any of us to pick 2 at once to do 1 for each category.
Smart.
Yes.
Intelligent.
And so for the game, we'll start with the game. There was one game last time we drafted that wasn't Donkey Kong Country 3 that we kept thinking was going to come up, and everyone just managed to avoid it for, I'm not sure why, frankly, like clerical reasons, like strategic reasons that didn't end up panning out. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm not going to make that same mistake. So let's go ahead right away. Draft Mario Kart 8.
Mario Kart 8.
Mario Kart 8, first draft.
And just to weigh in a little on that is that the reason that it didn't get drafted is that Mitchell didn't need it. Mitchell picked a Sonic racing game, and I picked a Diddy Kong racing game. So you act like, oh, why did none of us draft it? And the real question is, why did Hyle not draft it?
Yeah.
That's why we were all confused. But
why did I not draft it instead of Sonic? Why did Hyle not draft it instead of grabbed by the Ghoulies?
Hyle did not end up with Ghoulies. It turned out that I did.
Oh, I meant to say Star Fox Adventures.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not about quality; it's about winning, right? So, okay,
about trying to play to the cheap seats, try to get the most votes. You know, sometimes you got to pick a governor from the Midwest just to try and appeal to the heartland.
Oh man, what a heartache! Gigastrike 2 in the chat just says, just like Mitchell to start with a cameo game.
We were all thinking it. I didn't have the heart to really go at you that hard yet, Mitchell. But
we're gonna build up to it. We have 27 more picks to make. So what's your next pick, Mitchell?
Well, in that spirit of trying to maybe appeal to the core DK Vine audience a little bit more, like Diddy Kong, Hyle, that guy can show up in any Mario Tennis game. It's whatever. Let's do a DKU-ass DKU character. And I'm going to draft King K. Rool.
Oh. Now this is Mitchell actually playing to the masses. This is Mitchell
you got to do both. I last time I agree, I didn't do both sides. I did one side more than the other, but you got to do both sides.
All right. So now it's back to me. I already have a game and I don't yet have a character. 2 characters are off the board, both of them beloved characters specifically from the Donkey Kong franchise and the Donkey Kong Country games. Diddy Kong and King K. Rool off the board. So I don't get to go twice in a row. Do I pick a character? If I do I pick a Donkey Kong character while there's good ones on the board? There's a lot of good Donkey Kong characters, though. So it feels like it's not so at a premium yet. Ooh, I'm getting nervous. I think that I'm going to draft a character, but I think I'm not going to pick a Donkey Kong character. Mm-hmm. I am going to draft, with my second pick, Kazooie.
Yeah, damn it. Okay. I have on my list, the 3 we would all go for are Kazooie, K. Rool, and Diddy. So, I guess that happens.
Yeah. I mean, guess it's a good pick, although everybody just calls it the Banjo series, and they always exclude Kazooie, so...
Mitch, Hyle, you're getting in the spirit. You're getting in the spirit. Which of our characters has the most feathers? That's the measure of a good character.
I don't think she could play in the NBA, honestly.
I don't think...
She's not even in Dunk Dunk.
She's not even going to make it into Dunk Dunk. That's harsh. Coming out May 8th. Check it out on Steam or Switch.
That's right.
Hyle, you're going to get to choose twice, Mr. That's Russell. Right. Mr. Sloppy Second.
Yes. The Russell is just oozing out right now with my picks. I've been left with a conundrum because I have to draft my first game pick. And of course, the one I was going to go all handsy towards was Donkey Kong Country 3. But I had contingencies this year. I wasn't going to go in all cockshored like last year. I have redundancies. I have backups. I have strategy this year. So, in light of Donkey Kong Country 3 being played, I was thinking, well, what Donkey Kong Country game that none of us have voted for yet is more relevant than it's been in 15 years? Why, it's the game that was re-released this January in what is probably the definitive version of it. I am going to choose Donkey Kong Country Returns, the very reason DK Vine still exists to this day, and I'm talking with you 2 jackasses.
All right.
Got a little mean at the end.
Yeah, you can have it, mister. You don't have to put me down personally.
It was your turn. You didn't have to stake your territory like that. It was pretty mean.
I would probably be a Wolf of Wall Street right now if Donkey Kong Country Returns hadn't been announced in June 2010, completely derailing my life.
Yeah, and Mitchell Wolfe would be a Mitchell Wolfe of Wall Street if Hyle and I hadn't hatched a scheme to drug him and ruin his life.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that stops me from being that is if the movie was called Mitchell Wolfe of Wall Street, and it's so close.
It's one word. Hyle, you have another pick coming.
I do have another pick coming, and I've drafted Diddy Kong, which was the big one, the one I wanted more than any other character. But that then leaves me with the question that just plagued Jeff. Well, there's so many good Donkey Kong characters, that could pad out any team. So do I just play the next best Donkey Kong character, the one that's nearest and dearest to my heart? Or do I try to diversify my portfolio, which is something that Wolves of Wall Street like to say, right? So
yeah,
I am peeking through that alternate timeline where I was just a titan of the finance sector. The Bulls and the Bears. Well, I don't really think I'm going to be drafting the Bull from Conker's Bad Fur Day, but a bear is a pretty good selection. I'm going to vote for Banjo, the true star of the Banjo-Kazooie series.
All right. Well, when you went through all that, I thought you might say Magi, but I guess it's going to be Banjo.
Yeah, I mean, Barnacle we found out by the end of that whole experiment we did 10 years ago, the actual best brother bear. But yeah, Banjo's fine.
Yeah, didn't Phil Collins do the music for it?
For Barnacle Bear?
For Brother Bear, I don't know. It's fine, guys. It's okay. So I'm in a little spot. I'm back in the middle, little in the middle. I'm going to be honest that I'm not quite sure how to approach the character list. I think that the character list is really wide open and flexible at this moment. I'm not sure what's going to make it win in the way it doesn't grok as intuitive to me.
Don't
my
say
brain.
grok.
Shut up, Hyle. I'm sorry that I yelled.
Just been angry all day.
It's been most of the day.
We're all frazzled right now, and we're taking it out on each other.
Let's try not to.
Fine. We're not all frazzled. Some of us are all right.
Mitchell and all of us are off the fucking chain right now. We are on the edge of it. But I just feel that the idea of a list of games and balancing the variety, it makes more sense to my brain. And I feel like, with characters, there's some really key popular ones. I agree, but then I'm like, but there's a lot of good ones. I don't know. It's a little harder for me to until the options start to limit a little more. I don't think I'm going to pick a character this round or maybe even the next round. I want to get some of the best games off the top, specifically because the best games are already off limits, right? So we have a limited pool here. I want to get a good game, and I'm going to pick. I said all that, and I didn't have my pick ready.
You fraud.
Fucking typical, dude.
I'm gonna pick Super Smash Brothers
Super
Brawl.
Smash Brothers Brawl. A bad video game.
No, it is not. It's got Subspace Emissary.
It's a fighting game where you sometimes fall over.
No, it's a fighting game where you sometimes play as Diddy Kong.
And it has Subspace Emissary. But I agree it would be a bad pick if the better Smash Brothers hadn't already been played last year. It would be a terrible pick, in fact. It would completely destroy Jeff. But the fact that the best Smash Brothers are off the table, I think Jeff is getting by with the best one he can, which isn't saying much. It isn't saying much.
Subspace Emissary is something, but in terms of playing these games, it might be my least favorite Smash Brothers. I don't know. I would go for 64 or Wii U over Brawl if I were to play either of you right now.
Like, people who care about the gameplay of Super Smash Brothers is a very specific, people care. They're like, you seem passionate, and I think that some of our voters will also have the same passion, and that's risky because there's also going to be a different contingent of voters that are just like, I come to Super Smash Brothers as a party game, and I like the fact that this one had Subspace Emissary and Diddy Kong. And that's where I live in Super Smash Brothers. I would rather die than play Super Smash Brothers Melee right now. If you asked me do you want to play Super Smash Brothers Melee with me, or do you want to sit in silence and not play a game together? I would say, yeah, let's just hang. I don't want to play Melee. But if you put Brawl in front of me, I might be like, okay, yeah, that was like my Smash Brothers. I joined DK Vine in 2007. Super Smash Brothers Brawl is incredibly nostalgic for me in the time period, and I just play Smash as a party game. Melee doesn't have enough stuff in it to be a good party game.
I like when you're Squirtle for more than 12 seconds and the game says that's too many. It's way too many seconds to be a character you like.
In Melee, you cannot even be a Squirtle or a Diddy Kong. So fuck off, Melee nerds.
Mitchell, in Brawl, Diddy and Fox McCloud develop a bromance, and that's way better than anything in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. Shut your filthy intellectual mouth. Here's game theory. I'm Mitchell Wolfe. I make games for a living. I know what I'm talking about. Do you, Mitchell, or do you just override your emotions and your heart?
Why are you doing this? Why have you picked this tactic?
I am loving it. It's great. But we're going to move on because we, like Mitchell pointed out, this might be the longest episode ever. Mitchell, you got 2 picks. And I, as Jeff the ref, I am pushing the clock a little harder this year. We don't want it to go forever. But Mitchell, you got 2 picks coming.
I'm going to pick 2 things that I thought for sure, like this time last year when we were doing the draft, I thought for sure I would never do. Just because I think about the games and characters in my nature, and these don't really come to mind normally. But being that we're in the second Bananas DKU game draft, and being that the character on the character side has developed quite a bit since the last time we've seen them, I think there is a renewed interest in seeing Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Wow. And what most wows me about that is that I know Mitchell doesn't like this game.
I have problems with this game, but if you take away both Banjo games and ask me, do you think you should have a Nintendo 64 platformer and also one of the most important video games in the history of video game writing? I would say, yeah, stick it on.
It's fascinating because you give me such shit about Super Smash Bros. Brawl being an amazing party experience with a slightly less than top-tier gameplay. And then you turn around and say, yeah, I like Conker's Bad Fur Day for my list, even though I criticize its gameplay all the time.
Well, you know what I'll never criticize about Conker's Bad Fur Day? The multiplayer gameplay. Like, that specifically is great in Conker's Bad Fur Day. And it's right there. It's a fun time for the whole family. The game is not a fun time for the whole family, but your uncle for sure. And if I can't make a list for uncles, I don't know what I'm doing on this podcast. So let's put another character on that list. And like I was saying before, this is one I really wouldn't have thought I would go out of my way for, because while I love the DKU and I love the Kong family, one that I've never really cared that much about, if I can be a little blasphemous for a moment, is Donkey Kong himself. But I'm seeing such incredible development on Donkey Kong's side of just his own life, his own design. He's wearing pants now. He's hanging out.
He's worn pants before. Get over it.
Oh, but he's wearing different pants. So Donkey Kong, I think, has always been a very good character. But in the amount of new expressiveness I'm seeing on him, married to his long history in video games, now I'm seeing him up there with Diddy Kong in terms of lovable Kongs, in terms of relatable Kongs. Donkey Kong himself is my pick.
I think that before Bonanza was announced, this would be a weak pick. I think that the average DK Vine voter likes Donkey Kong's supporting cast more. Right now, I'm not so confident on that. So we'll see. I mean, that's not a terrible... He's a guy.
Mitchell, do you go to the ice cream parlor and order vanilla?
That's the shape of his hair.
I ordered a black coffee earlier today.
when you buy crackers for your soup, do you get the unsalted saltines because the regular saltines are just too spicy for you?
Regular white guys, just the regular crackers.
Yep.
Okay.
He just looks in a mirror.
Yeah. You know what sauce I put on my burrito? Whatever the person that made the burrito already put on it, and no other sauces.
You don't want to raise a fuss.
Enchilada sauce.
Well,
on
yeah,
mine.
I don't want to raise a fuss. I would let Donkey Kong raise a fuss for me, though. He has that air of protectiveness. He has that air of like
a sassy girlfriend.
He asked for the green sauce, and he was really nice about asking for it. So, where's that green sauce? He would say that for me, and that's why I'm picking Donkey Kong.
All right. Well,
all right.
It's back to me, and I am the only one that only has one character on my character list. And I know that Hyle's about to go twice, so Hyle might even end up with 3 characters, possibly. And so the list of characters is thinning out, especially Donkey Kong franchise characters, because Diddy Kong, Donkey Kong, and King K. Rool are all gone. So I think it's time that I pick a Donkey Kong character, just because you guys are dictating what I get to do. And I think that I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to go ahead and pick a character that I personally love. Is probably the one that I most enjoy playing as in Donkey Kong platform games, and that is Dixie Kong.
I know I'm supposed to shit talk your choice, but
talk shit about Dixie Kong? I dare you.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
No,
you got us.
You can't.
We're not allowed.
Dixie is like right up there with Diddy. They're practically neck and neck for me. So I cannot speak such foul things.
Yep.
Good play, Jeff.
Well,
good play.
Yeah. Thank you. And you, on behalf of the sloppy second, you get two picks now.
2 picks. Oh wow. Well, so I got a lot of shit last year for not playing some obvious plays when it came to the games. Both of you already came at me with your tongues out, all a wagon, for not voting for a racing game. Now, I'm not voting for a racing game this time. I just wanted to say I'm thinking strategically.
You're still losing, is what you're saying.
For all of the... Oh, I'm voting for Conquer because, I have to get a 3D platformer in there from the N64 era, from that era of Rare. Oh, I have to do it, and I have to vote for Conquer.
People love Conquer's Bad Fur Day. I know you hate it.
No, I like it just fine. It's not one of my favorites.
Oh, well, yeah, everyone loves it.
Okay. But I'm thinking of the moment. And while I can't vote for Donkey Kong Bonanza because that would be ludicrous with it not even being out yet.
It would be shitty if you told us we can't and then you did, yeah.
I would throw one. I'd throw a fit.
But, we're thinking in terms of 3D Donkey Kong platformers these days, and we're thinking about where it all began. Love it or hate it, it was a foundational game in the DKU. And in fact, coming out 5 years after Donkey Kong Country, it really is the Donkey Kong game for a whole slew of younger millennials. I'm talking about Donkey Kong 64. It's my next draft pick.
Yeah, it's like almost a good game.
Yeah,
it is almost a good game, but there's good times to be had with it. You could get your beaver bothered. You can race an owl.
You hesitated to guess a second thing that you could do.
Yeah, first thing was a sarcasm.
First thing was something people didn't like about it, and then the second thing took time.
People like Lanky Kong. People like Chunky Kong. People like Tiny Kong sometimes.
Well, this isn't the character part. This is the game
but
part.
I'm just saying they're part of the package.
He's right.
Okay. All right, now calm down. All I'm saying is Donkey Kong 64. It's brought a lot to our fandom and our community, and it would be a crying shame, crying with an apostrophe, if nobody voted for it. So I'm voting for it. I'm doing it. I'm stepping up to the plate. I am taking the bullet for the good of the DKU.
Fine.
Okay.
All
right. So I'm going to also draft a character because I get the snaky snake. All right. Now, I'm not voting for a snake. Sorry, Rattly. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. I'm thinking strategically. I'm playing it smart. Diddy was my first one. Banjo was my second one. That's a pretty good duo right there. Now, Jeff just snatched Dixie Kong from my claws. And I'm a little salty about that. I'm not voting for Salty, the Sea of Thieves character, because then I would lose. Let's be honest. I would lose. But I am going to vote. Mitchell voted for the modern Donkey Kong. I just gave it away because I'm voting for the original Donkey Kong. The third supporting character in Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm voting for Cranky Kong. That's right. Yeah. Cranky Kong.
Yeah.
The third supporting character in Donkey Kong Bonanza?
After Odd Rock and the big King Kong gorilla.
Third in reveal order, not third in significance.
Right. We don't know.
Smash Brothers does numbering. I get it.
We don't know.
We don't know. Yeah, that big gorilla could be real cool.
Yeah, he could be so fucking rad, dude.
Man.
All right, now. Well, come on.
So it's coming back to me. I have a lot I want to do. This is so hard. This is the first time that we've done a DKU draft where I feel like you guys are doing really well. Like you're doing the right choices, and it's making it harder on me. I feel that I'm currently losing, maybe on both drafts. Again, although that doesn't necessarily matter because it's your combined score. You could get high second place in both and somehow win the whole thing. That's possible. It's called gerrymandering, and I made sure it was included in our rule set. So, what do? I have a character I really want, and I have a game that I really want. And between the lists, I think that my game list is the one that's suffering more right now. So I'm going to pick a game. I'm going to pick, I'm not going to hem and haw about it. It's Banjo-Kazooie, Grunty's Revenge.
Oh!
Ooh.
I thought he was playing nuts and bolts there, and then he...
Nope. Yeah, I thought he was trying to play the draft there.
Yeah.
Grunty's Revenge. So Hyle chose Donkey Kong 64. Is something I really wanted on my list. I'll be honest, I did want it. But Grunty's Revenge is interesting because it kind of, sort of, satisfies a little bit of the 3D platformer feel. But it also satisfies a specific sub-fandom of Rare's Game Boy Advance fans. And I wanted to hit that. I feel like in our community, there's nostalgia for the 90s because that's when all the best games came out. But then there's nostalgia for the early 2000s because that's when DK Vine, the website, was really booming or coming into its own. And a lot of people in that time during the buyout, when it was a lot of feeling of anxiety, the bright spots during that time were things like Grab by the Ghoulies and then whatever Rare was doing on the handheld team. And Grunty's Revenge is my pick. It also gets me a Banjo game. You guys also just alluded to another Banjo game that exists. And those are really the only two that anyone would pick. And I feel like because
yeah,
Banjo...
Why is that, Jeff? Why is that?
I don't think anyone's going to pick Banjo Pilot. And I think that I have the better Banjo pick for our fans. I think I've got the best Banjo game on my list, and no one can top that. You guys can top me in other categories, but I think I just won the Banjo category. So, move on. Pick two things, Mitchell.
Yeah, I'll pick two things. Both of the previous picks, or my rounds of picks, I was pretty sure of myself on. I felt pretty good about them. I'm now in a little bit more of a cornered situation. I feel like a lot of the go-tos have been gone too. And okay, so let's do a game. So currently I have Mario Kart 8, which is objectively a very, very good game. Maybe not like nostalgically popular within our demographic. And Conker's Bad Fur Day, which is objectively very nostalgic within our demographic, and maybe not like as good of a game. I want to split the difference, and I want to get a game. I want to make sure I have a game on this list that is Donkey Kong Country with all the Rare era characters in the rules they typically have, and not like, so I'm not going to Mario Baseball just so I get a K. Rool game or something, right? I think it's very important, and the game is just a good game that deserves it, for me to, at this point, pick up Donkey Kong King of Swing. We're in the Game Boy Advance territory, which means we're in the second Bananas draft. But that, I think if you get to Game Boy Advance, DK King of Swing is just a genuinely very good game. Has beautiful pixel art. Beautiful pixel art. You can't debate that. And is one of the last gasps of air for like the old Rare era Donkey Kong universe as it was known in the Rare games before Retro took a different approach, before Bonanza is now going to take a different approach. So yeah, just a good game, and I think it's a good time for it.
All right. Yeah. King of Swing is the one that can't even muster up ACM graphics or an attempt at 3 dimensions.
I hate to harp on this, but when I competed against Mitchell in a real life King of Swing, I beat him. E3 2019. I climbed that rock wall so quick because Mitchell was wearing dress shoes, because Mitchell was being a professional and I was being a dirty, unkempt gamer.
I concede the loss. My dick was too heavy. So the next pick is going to be Character All-Stars. We're going to go back to characters.
Yeah, we're getting frothy.
Yeah. So I have King K. Rool and Donkey Kong. Now, I love these two characters, but I do think that I'm maybe at risk of heading a little too far into like main character territory. So I want to get a little off that path a little bit, and go with a beloved character who has seen a rise in popularity, if not a rise in actual appearances of any kind. And let's go with Gruntilda.
Oh, all right.
I'll allow
she
it.
Sucks.
I mean,
yeah, it's true. She sucks.
She treated her boyfriend terribly, according to Brentilda. Think about that.
Well, you don't know how shitty he was, so let's blame women, Hyle.
I don't know. I take the side of Dirty Birdie, or whatever the hell his name was. He sounded like a good dude.
It was pointed out by Just Andre in our live stream that when Hyle chose Donkey Kong 64, he was promoting gun culture. Just saying.
I'm just saying, it makes me feel like I have a heavy dick like Mitchell.
Yeah, the snake of our draft is actually Mitchell's penis.
It just folds on itself.
Jeff, we were trying to... Death of the author, you got to let the audience construct that in their own brain.
I know. I'm always... Did you choose... You chose 2, so it's my turn, isn't it?
Yeah, it was King of Swing and Gruntilda.
I'm sorry, you did. Okay, so it's back to me. What I'm noticing about this double draft format is that Hyle might have felt slighted that he got stuck in the middle and never got to do a double, but I find it's harder even now to be in the middle because you guys are both using the strategy of I'll choose one from this list and one from that list.
Yeah.
And every single time it comes to me, I have to choose and I have to be stuck with one or the other because I don't get to go twice. And so I am going to go character. I have 3 games already. I only have 2 characters. I kind of have some ideas for where my games are going to go, and I'm not that afraid of that category right now. So I'm not afraid of the stuff I want being taken yet. So I think I'm going to go with characters. And this is a character that I also think might not get taken, but if it did, it would really piss me off. So I'm going to take it. Kyle mentioned that because we're doing a snake draft, he made a joke about picking a snake like Rattly. I'm going to pick a snake named Trouser.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
I was going to say
a newer character.
Hissed up there for a second.
Newer character. This is a platonic character. I think in the game Yooka-Laylee, which, Yooka-Laylee could be a little divisive, but if there's a bright spot in that middle, good to middle game, it's Trouser. One of the great designs. It's a classic rare style design that really stands out, holds up, and immediately shines among the Yooka-Laylee cast. Trouser, the snake, is on my list of characters.
I mean, he folds in on himself like Mitchell's cock.
Oh, he said cock.
It's weird when Hyle does it.
It's weird when you say cock instead of me. When I meekly say penis, it's kind of cute.
When I say my man wand, people kind of like, oh.
I'm sorry I have such a robust vocabulary, Jeff. I won't apologize for it anymore, but I'm sorry if it makes you feel small next to me.
He's always saying cock to me, and it's getting weird. All right, Hyle, yes. You get two picks for the second. What's it called? The sloppy second.
Sloppy.
I wanted to call him the second banana, but no.
I could have a sloppy second banana. I mean, it would be the same principle, would it not?
If you want to start calling it a sloppy banana instead of your cock, I think that the texts won't be as jarring. But
guys, I don't want to be here anymore.
No, I'm just saying the only reason it's sloppy is,
I don't like it.
It's allergy season. You got to save those tissues for your nose.
Okay.
All right. Woo! So, I'm thinking games. I'm thinking what... I have Donkey Kong 64, a divisive yet beloved 3D platformer, right? I have Donkey Kong Country Returns, the game that brought us all back to the yard, like a milkshake, right? Right?
Don't say right to it. Yeah, sure.
No,
yeah,
I mean, Mitchell, you just drink the vanilla milkshakes. Quite boring. You wouldn't understand. I'm going to choose.
I think my favorite milkshake is a Shamrock Shake, by the way. But McDonald's has a corner on it, and I don't like that. I think more people should do marshmallow clover flavored. It's pretty good.
All right,
I agree.
I think that invalidates both of your opinions, and I automatically win by default. But I am going to pick. This might be a little bit of a controversial pick game wise. Okay, but I'm thinking about what Jeff said, and Mitchell, honestly. You both said it. You both talked about how large the Game Boy Advance library looms over the DKU fandom. Don't groan at me. Don't do that. I'm making a point, and I'm making a good point. For all the snark about whether or not it's DKU, and it is, we decided, we made that call. It was based on an old theory of Mitchell, so Mitchell should agree with me. But it's a game that I've really, really dived into in the past couple of years. And it's honestly one of Rare's best handheld titles ever made. It's criminally overlooked. I think, you should be jailed if you haven't played it. Saber Wolf for the Game Boy Advance.
Banjo-Pilot.
No, not Banjo-Pilot. Never Banjo-Pilot. Saber Wolf. Saber Wolf. It's a great choice, and it breaks up the Donkey. Oh, Hyle just voted for Donkey Kong games. Oh, Donkey Kong. No, Saber Wolf. You know why? Because I have diverse taste.
You do have diverse taste.
I am a worldly gamer. I play anything made by Rare. So, that leaves me with a character selection. Now, I'm left with a conundrum, because I voted for 2 Donkey Kong characters and Banjo. And it's looking pretty boring to me, like pretty safe. And I don't like to live my life by playing it safe. I'm a Donkey Kong journalist. That's the most reckless career path one could take. I'm going to pick a character that is instrumental to the wider DKU, but is probably not known outside of our borders.
Are you seriously going to pick... You're going to pick Saber Wolf and then this?
Whoa. Yeah, you know what? Because it's my choice. All right? It's my choice.
All right,
Hyle,
man. You can
Hyle,
do it.
Before you say it, I want to hear it, but I just wanted to let you know, Candyman.
That's the third time he's here.
No, that's not the. Have you seen the movie? He has to go 5 times. Get over yourself.
I thought it was Beetlejuice logic.
No, it was 5, and in the original script, it was 13.
Well, that's just absurd.
I know. That's why it was my scary thing this episode.
I thought it was if you drew a circle of salt, he goes into it with you.
No, you have to draw a Star Fox Assault, which is Hyle's pick.
Oh, okay. The character Star Fox Assault.
Listen, my character. You know, stop, lower those eyebrows. Be more the Kev Bayless Donkey Kong design and not this new guy. All right? I'm choosing Royston the Goldfish. Royston the Goldfish. Banjo's pet goldfish that has appeared in nearly everything since 1998. It's a great choice, right?
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's a Grab by the Ghoulies character. It's a Viva Pinata character. It's a Goldilocks and Little Bear character. I think
I was thinking for my list, man, I hope I get a Grab by the Ghoulies character.
Oh, yeah. All right. Look, I think a little bit of the Mr. Ribs would spice this show up a little bit. Pizzow.
You zigged, and then you zagged, and we appreciate you for it. I have to go now, and I've got 3 games. I've got 3 characters. I am genuinely pretty lost about what to do because both of my lists, I'm like, there's no glaring what should my 4th be. Like, oh, it's true. It's really tripping me up.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Country 3, Smash Brawl, and Grunty's Revenge really form a perfect.
No, it's not obvious.
Triangle with no support needed.
It's not obvious what the 4th one should be, and if there is, it's not obvious that it's going to immediately get taken. This is the thing with the first list, it felt to me very obvious what buckets I wanted to play in. I needed a 2D platformer, a 3D platformer, a kart racer, and maybe a good Smash Brothers. But now that the top things in those categories are gone, I don't necessarily feel that I must have a kart racer, or I must have a Smash Brother, or I must have a this or that. It now feels more like wide open. You're almost like last game, everyone had like one wild card pick. Now it feels like most of your list can be wild card picks, and that makes it hard to narrow down. And I don't think I'm ready to go. Maybe, though, that sounds good, but it won't get taken by someone else, so I'll wait. All right, I'm going to pick a character, but I have to decide the one, and it's going to be Crystal from Star Fox Adventures. Yeah?
Nah, I mean...
Nobody cares? Fuck you guys.
No, it's a fine choice. I mean, if that's what you're into. No judgments.
Well, I think our voters might be. Have you seen her on a treadmill?
Jeff is just putting out the thirst traps. Jeff is hoping that the collective horniness of our audience will sway them.
Well, I didn't purposely choose 3 female characters, but at this point, I'm now looking at it and thinking, maybe you guys not having some of the best female characters is going to hurt you. I don't know. We'll find out.
Maybe I think Gruntilda. I would yell more at Hyle.
Here's what I'm seeing with Jeff's character picks. We have
no, don't do this. Don't
3
do
women and a giant phallic shape.
3 ladies and a penis. Oh,
named
no.
Trouser. Yeah. I think that might be more problematic than not having any ladies in your character pool.
Is it worse that I didn't mean to?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of is, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Gigastrike again in the chat is saying appealing to a demographic. Well, Gigastrike, don't worry about some other demographic. It's you. Like this is the Patreon vote. So if you think that you all aren't feeling it, you're right.
Fine.
You're right. That's all I'm saying.
I'm doing a bad job. It's okay. Mitchell, turn.
Okay, so
You're
I'm
doing
gonna
some sort of
stop
job
doing
right
one of
now,
each.
Jeff. I don't know how bad it is.
Oh, I like all kinds of jobs. I don't know.
I'm gonna. You gave up on that pretty hard. I'm gonna stop doing one of each, and I'm gonna finish up my characters.
Oh boy.
Oh
I'm
boy.
gonna leave the games to next time. I'm gonna finish up my characters. First off, Jeff has had a strategy with using sex appeal, and I feel like maybe I haven't leaned as hard as I could into that. So we're gonna draft Klungo. I feel like that, I get that squared away. And finally,
Just green characters. That's all. Mitchell, just 3 green characters and Donkey Kong so far.
Three green characters and a penis.
A big, hairy gonad.
if you want so much for me to have less color among the characters I'm drafting, you want more white people. Let's throw in Mr. Pants.
Whoa!
Oh crap!
Mr.
I thought he was going to
Pants.
say Mr. Game and Watch when he
Let's
said.
throw in Mr. Game and Watch. Let's throw in Mr. Pants.
All right, damn it! I was considering Mr. Pants for my next pick, but good. He sucks though.
No, he's good about it.
I mean, he's basically the perfect specimen in the DKU. I think we can all agree.
Yeah, emphasis on the semen.
Yeah, between Klungo and Mr. Pants, my cool gang is complete finally.
Nice.
My cool villains gang.
Cool gang. I hate this because it's back to me, and I have one more character to pick, and also 2 more games. This sucks. I'm losing in both. Do I go for a game? Are there any good ones left? What the fuck?
Jeff is spiraling.
Oh my god.
My word.
Oh no. I don't know if that's gonna move the needle. It would make me happy though. Oh no. All right. I'm gonna pick a game. It's the most recent game I think of any of our lists so far. And it's gonna be a game that is called Mario plus Rabbids: Kingdom Battle. I hate your frickin' silence. You guys suck.
No! Look, I think it would be a good choice if we were ranking Rabbids games.
Yeah, I think it would be a good choice if the DK Vine audience was known to like Mario or Rabbids.
In the live stream, Gigastrike says, "Nice Mitchell pick, Jeff," which I think about sums it up.
Shut up! I hate this.
I feel like I can't agree with that and come out well.
Oh my goody goodness! What? Is it my turn?
It is.
Yep.
Oh my god! So
2.
I have an option because this is my last snaky snake. Yes, my last double draft. I could finish off my games now, but that could open up some vulnerabilities. If I do that, then I am completely off the board when it comes to amending my list in response to your list. And I don't know if I want to do that yet. I completely get why Mitchell decided he was going to end his character list. Made sense to me because Mitchell had such a poor list. Why not just put it out of its misery? But
it has Donkey Kong in it.
Yeah, the vanilla ice cream of Donkey Kong characters. Oh, I'm going to pick my favorite Star Wars characters, Luke Skywalker. Oh, I'm going to pick my favorite characters from the Bible. I'll start with Jesus.
Okay, there's a reason it's called Christianity and
almost
not
everyone.
musicianship. Yeah, you know
It
who
is
the best
famously-
Simpsons family member is? It's Homer. You know
It
who
is-
the best character on The Office is? It's Michael.
It's Robert California, and you know it. You're a coward.
It's famously, I'm not agreeing with all of that, but I am saying it's famously true that most Christians' favorite Bible character is Jesus.
Jesus is a popular character. You cannot say that's not true.
So far, it's true. Yeah.
I mean, who's the guy who cut off his child's foreskin?
Van Gogh.
I don't know. I'm just thinking that guy's gonna have a bit of a renaissance soon.
Don't look up my last name.
All right. I think I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna be very boring, like Mitchell picking Donkey Kong, and I'm gonna go character game. Now this will actually put me off the board for characters, but I'm not feeling too worried about that because I have some good ones, including Royston the Goldfish. Shut up, everyone. Shut up. I'm going to end my characters here. Okay?
Yeah.
And I've thought about it. I've thought about it, and I've listened to your criticisms and complaints and your accusations of sexism and misogyny. And it hurts. It really does hurt. I need, I think I need some women folk on my list to round it out.
This is the wrong way to do that.
All right, we need a token woman. All right.
We need women folk on my list for diversity.
No. You are misconstruing. You're misrepresenting what I'm saying.
You said women folk, which is hard to bounce back from.
No, it's... what? I'm sorry. Do you want me to say females? Oh, I need some females. Yeah.
Why is that the second choice? Wow.
You could say women without calling them folk. It's just a little weird.
No, it's ladies' night when it comes to my draft picks. Drinks are half price, and who is coming up to the bar or the podcast, which is the bar of the internet? Why, it's none other. None of us have picked just exclusively Diddy Kong Racing characters. And for that, I say shame on both of you.
This is
I
such
draft
a crap.
Pipsy the Mouse.
Okay.
Why are you laughing?
I felt so
Why
bad
are you
we called him
laughing?
sexist as a joke that he became very sexist for real.
No, Pipsy is a terrific character. She's a mouse. She was evicted from her mountain home by Whizpig. She had the most emotional arc out of all of the Diddy Kong racers, and she deserves so much more than a misogynistic video game industry gave her.
I just wanted to say that Hyle is pandering.
It is a pander. It's
I'm not pandering. I'm not pandering. Pipsy.
It's a pander.
Pipsy will win me votes, yes. But you know what? I'm okay with that.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So that's my list is done. You know, because you cornered me, I couldn't vote for Ryan Stiles, the white guy on my list.
Man, look at Kyle's list of characters and watch how strong it starts.
I'll read it for the audience. Diddy Kong, Banjo Bear, Frankie Kong, Royston the Goldfish, Pipsy the Mouse. It's a fun list. It's a fun list.
That's a Smash Brothers lineup right there. Those 5 characters would make the best.
It is a Sakurai-esque collection of people,
yeah.
You've got like 3 that make sense.
Yeah. Pipsy,
And that's it.
Royston, and Banjo.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I have to pick a game now. I have to pick a game.
You get to go again? Oh my god, I hate this game.
Ah!
Why did I invent this?
So I'm gonna throw everybody a curveball. Gonna blow some minds right now because Mitchell put this idea in my head. He incepted it, and maybe this is a trap. I don't know.
I think if it's the one I'm thinking you're talking about, it is absolutely a trap.
It's not a trap. It's not. You think it's a trap, but I'm outplaying you. All right. So it's like, why doesn't Hyle have any racing games? We could vote for a Mario Kart. I could do that. But that would be so boring. It would be so safe. It would be, the best Mario Kart has already been used. So you're going to go for one of the lesser ones. It's still pale compared to Diddy Kong Racing. Yeah. No. You know what? I have to stay true to my ethics.
You don't have to. You could win.
I'm gonna
try winning instead.
I'm gonna win with this choice because I was thinking about cameo games, and I was thinking, what is just the most pleasing cameo game for the Donkey Kong fan? Well, if it's just by sheer character amount, it's probably Mario Super Sluggers for the Wii. You called it Mario Baseball, Mitchell, like an idiot, but it's Mario Super Sluggers. It's his proper given name.
There are multiple Mario Baseball games. I was referring to the series, so okay. I will not take that particular guff.
Well, Guffo is a character from Banjo-Tooie. You can't vote
maybe
for
you should
him.
have picked him instead of
You're done.
Pipsy the Mouse.
Pipsy the Mouse is a Diddy Kong racer. That immediately elevates her to potential spin-off status. We could still have a Pipsy game this time next year.
It's true.
Anyway, Mario Super Sluggers has K. Rool in it.
Yeah.
So you're admitting K. Rool's a cool character? Because that would be interesting to hear you say right now.
I think K. Rool's a cool character, and that's why I have the best baseball game featuring K. Rool.
It is a real miss that game did not have Cranky Kong using his cane as a bat. Because that is the game that has Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, Tiny Kong, Funky Kong, King K. Rool, Critter, and Baby Donkey Kong from Yoshi's Island DS. But it has no Cranky Kong. That's a miss.
Has no Pipsy catching the balls with her giant ears as batter's mitts. Batter's mitts? I play sports.
It says Pipsy is owned by Rare.
Mitt is your name. Your name is Mitt. You can't get that wrong. You have to practice that.
And
Mitt they call me.
Okay, so in the live stream, I have to address this before Jeff goes again because people are shouting at me. I mean, people are being quite mean about it, hurting my feelings, saying I didn't go with Laylee. I went with Pipsy over Laylee. And here's the thing. All right, I love Laylee. We all love Laylee. No questions there, but it would just look like I was going for the RC Cola Kazooie. Like, oh, I didn't get Kazooie, so I have to go with Laylee. And that's not fair to Laylee. I'm not going to do that to her. Oh, well, Kazooie was already played, so I have to go with the store brand Kazooie. No, I'm not going to do that, because Laylee's so much more than that. And that's why I didn't vote for her, out of respect.
Yeah, so Jeff, you go ahead and pick Laylee now.
That would be funny. It really doesn't help my list, though. I have too many. I didn't mean to choose 3 women, and now I'm being yelled at about it.
Look, the champion of women, 60%, everyone.
Too many. They can't win no matter what.
Andre. It's a regular Joss Whedon here. I'm a champion of women. Oh, no, actually, I'm a dirtbag.
I never tried to be a champion. I just tried to be equal opportunity, and I liked these women, and then you guys said I get too many women, and you yelled at me, and you called Trouser a penis.
He's named
Jeff's
Trouser
trying to
the
say the right
snake.
thing about women, and you know what I would do? I would listen.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say anything.
He's
got you there, Jeff.
Right. Okay.
He's got you there.
All right,
look in the mirror.
Up. Stop it. I don't know, guys. I have to choose either my last game or my last character. I think both lists are not doing well, but neither of them can be immediately improved by any of the available choices. And I guess I will pick Lanky Kong. Yeah, Hyle's choking on that one. It's fine.
He's the longest option you could have picked.
Yeah,
he's longer. Hyle has been accused of wearing his heart on his sleeve, but I think in that moment he was coughing his heart up through his esophagus.
I was choking on the grapes I always keep in the cheeks of my mouth, like a squirrel.
That's true. Yeah, it's getting late. Have you seen my grapes? You guys can buy the shirt right now.
The shirts are just selling themselves. I'm telling you, I don't have to do anything now.
Mitchell gets to go twice, and they're going to both be games.
Yeah, so this would be my last double, and then Jeff has one, and then Hyle has one, right?
Yes, correct.
So we all elected to finish the character lists, and that's interesting. Just going down these lists of characters and just seeing how I won. I'm focusing more on games now because that's where we have to go. We can't dawdle in the fact that I won about characters. So my list is currently Mario Kart 8, Conker's Bad Fur Day, and DK King of Swing. This is hard to continue. Here's the thing. The next game that comes to mind that I think is the right answer, is good, is beloved, is appreciated by fans of the podcast, is a game whose DKU status has really been up in the air, and it's there's been arguments for it, there's been arguments against it. I personally think it is DKU. I know Jeff thinks it's DKU. I don't think Kyle currently thinks it's DKU, or Hyle. I don't think Hyle thinks it is either.
Hold on. If this is not on the DKVine.com games list, it's not eligible.
I'm throwing it out. And, if it's not eligible, I'll pick something else. We can talk it out. We're adults. I'm just saying, if it were to count, my next pick at this point would absolutely be Super Mario Odyssey.
And it doesn't count. I would have picked this by now.
Yeah. The problem with it is that it doesn't count.
That's true.
It's objectively a good call, and I think it's just nice if we remember I made one.
Yeah. No, we did like
okay, it. We could dispar you, all right, for that. We could, if this was a court of law, that would have lost you the trial right there.
It is so impossible for you to ever default to a sports analogy. You just can't do it. You cannot think of throwing up a red card or tossing the flag, the referee flag. Nothing.
All right. You're in the bunker now, Mitchell. You've got sandy shoes because you're swinging your club in the dirt patch. Is that good enough for you, Jeff?
Okay. I'm going to go with another Nintendo 64 game.
Don't.
Okay. I'll go for a Nintendo what the fuck?
You can.
So there's one cameo franchise that Donkey Kong's been very involved in, and the Kongversation audience, I know at least some of dabble in, but it's not like one that we've loved all the time. But there is one entry in that series that so many people have just come together and sometimes begrudgingly, and this really makes it a Mitchell pick. I'm understanding the position I'm coming
Mitchell
from.
Just lost. If what he's about to say is what I think, Mitchell just lost the whole game.
I don't know.
We got to talk about Mario Party 3.
I don't know.
All right, if you want to,
fans,
go ahead.
To this day, Mario Party 3 is by Mario Party fans considered the best Mario Party game. I tend to agree. It has a great pacing. It has great mini games. It's early enough in the series that we're still seeing some wiggle room about what the exact structure that we're going for is. We're seeing canonizations of Mario characters that we start to feel the same way about as we do about some of our more favorite like niche DKU characters in the form of Daisy and Waluigi. And it's just a special little game. It's just a special little game. I think among the Mario Party games, it is the jewel. I like that there's a silver star with a mustache involved. I think he's neat. And you can be Donkey Kong in it, which is why it is eligible.
Yep, that's true. That is one of the options.
I think just brought down the whole mood.
It's fine. You do get another pick, though. That's right. If you want it, there's no rule that says you must pick. You could have a team of 4, or you could do the right thing and choose your favorite of the 2 Donkey Kongas.
Let's pretend I didn't say Mario Party 3. No, I locked it in. That's locked in.
All right.
I mean, I would love to take it away, actually.
Is it because I just presented you the option to take both Donkey Kongas?
I don't want that, but now that I'm thinking it through, I do realize what I should have done, and it really doesn't involve Mario Party 3.
Hyle, I don't know how you feel, but if we think that Mitchell's choices are only locked in at the end of his double turn, or do you think it's locked in now?
I don't know. I think it sets a bad precedent if we can just have like take backsies.
Right, because once you say it, then you're reacting to stuff we said.
Yes. That's or stuff that the live stream says.
Well, really, I'll tell you what the reaction is too, because this is I'm being very honest here. The reaction is thinking I only had one more game written down, and then realizing I had two, because Mario Party 3 was padding to get rid of that one game at the end, and then I looked at my list, and then I had two.
The thing about it, Mitchell. The thing about it, Mitchell, is
you can tell me I suck shit and need to have it.
Mario Party 3 is such a you pick that I feel like it wouldn't be true to you if we allowed you to remove it from the board.
That's a rude way. It's a rude reasoning to it. But I think that my reasoning would be that once someone says it, then they can read the live stream, they can read our reaction, and then they can change their mind. And I kind of feel like maybe you can't change your mind.
I don't. Well, okay. No one has commented in the live stream.
It'll be a point of discussion after, right? Yeah. It'll be fun.
So
what's your last pick?
Yeah, let's throw up. Let's all just take a moment and purge. You know.
Okay. All right.
This sucks.
I've got my number 2 pencil ready. I'm gonna put the eraser end into the back of my throat. Are we all ready?
Without telling me what it is, Hyle and Jeff, do you know what I should pick?
No. I've done badly the whole time. I'm not sure what is good.
Mitchell, you are a conundrum. You confound me.
Is it another Mario Kart?
No.
Oh. Okay. Well, you're gonna have to tell us what it is then.
Okay. Game that is commonly actually disliked in the DK Vine circles. I gotta go with it because it is it's a hell of a good time. It's a fantastic game. It's a game that I think needs a little reevaluating in the wake of Bonanza. Let's talk about Jungle Beat. Let's talk about one of the most fun games you can play while hitting and slapping only.
All right. Yeah. You scared me a little. I wasn't sure where you were going to go, and I was like, maybe he's going to take something I want. And I don't think that Jungle Beat is a bad pick, but it wasn't going to be something that I wanted, so I'm glad that it's what you picked.
Jungle Beat, I think, is talked about sometimes because the community was upset that it didn't have any returning Donkey Kong Country characters other than Donkey Kong, like it had none of the rare charm. But if you go back and you watch any footage of the game, or better yet, play the GameCube version with bongos. That's the real way to play. It's oozing with charm. It's one of the most charming games of all time. Donkey Kong is having a great time bouncing from giant plant to giant plant. Some of the I think derisively entitled Kiss Kongs villains in the game are just like great Kong designs, and I would love to see Dread Kong return in one way or another. Yeah, Jungle Beat's a great game, and it is in because you brought up Donkey Konga, and Donkey Konga is as fun as clapping along to Happy Birthday in real life. Donkey Kong Jungle Beat took the extreme difficult design prompt of, okay, Namco invented these fucking drums. I don't know. Can this be a good game? And it's a great game. It's one of the most clever games I've ever played, with such a minimal and simplistic input method. Beautiful video game, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. Play it on a bongo near you.
I have to say, I agree. Jungle Beat is a great game. It's a great little game. You know, it's an amusing little diversion. Carried a lot of weight at being the mainline Donkey Kong game for an entire generation. You know, let down an entire generation of fans. But it's a good game. You know, just like eating your vegetables is good for you at dinner time.
This idiot eats vegetables.
Good job. Let's all give Mitchell a round of applause, everyone.
Don't do that.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday is a trademarked song. We can't sing the real one. I have to go next. I have one pick left to make. It is on my list of games. I don't love the available options. I have considered that there are some good Mario Karts left that are generally liked, and then thinking to myself, well, which one is the best one? They're all kind of, I don't know. But maybe maybe the drop off from the best available Mario Kart to the next one is so stark that having any of them might actually reflect badly on me, because it'll just put me right up against Mario Kart 8. Even if I like some of the other Mario Karts, I'm like, maybe the difference is so stark that it will hurt me just to even have one. The same goes for thinking. I'm not going to say too much because Hyle still gets to go after I give my commentary.
No,
here.
I do like you putting down the ones you're not picking. So if Hyle picks them, it's already like tainted. That is kind of fun.
It is part of the strategy. I in between two, and there's the one of the two that I personally really prefer. The one that I want to pick, I don't think is going to move the needle. So I'm going to pick the one that I think ought to be picked by somebody. It's a good game that has fans and it ought to be picked by somebody. And it would be weird to leave it off the board. The other games I could pick, I don't think are necessarily better than it. So I'm going to go with Yooka-Laylee.
Oh,
is that what you thought, Hyle? Mr. I know what be. I know. Is that what you thought?
Well, I know what you should have played.
All right. Well, you can tell me in a minute.
Okay.
I hope you do, because I really don't know what it was. I was struggling. All right. So
based on that list, I feel like there's one I would have had an easier time with your list than my list.
Well, you're going to have to tell me in a minute, because I'm fucking lost here. Hyle, you get to pick one more game for your second banana draft.
That's right. And this is the last pick in total. It's done.
Once this is done, we will recap all the lists.
Yeah.
And I think we'll do one draft at a time. We'll recap all the second bananas and have a little bit of commentary and post talk. Then we'll recap the character all-stars, a little bit of commentary, wrap up, call it a day.
Okay.
What are you going to pick, Hyle?
Well, Jeff, I thought you were going to pick, based on your comments about Mitchell's last pick and where you were leading up to it, I really thought you were going to pick the one I had earmarked. And here's the thing, I had Yooka-Laylee as a fallback option. If you were going to pick the game I thought you were going to pick, I was going to vote for Yooka-Laylee, because I feel like Yooka-Laylee, it's a fine game. It's a good attempt. And it deserves to be among this list of 15 games. But I was thinking about what's important to the DKU fandom. And Mitchell having a colossally bad pick of Jungle Beat really set me off, because I was thinking, what are the games from around that time? Now granted, Mitchell did vote for King of Swing. And King of Swing, another good attempt, another good first attempt from Payon. But I feel like Payon really got in the swing of things.
This is not going to be correct.
But did King of Swing have a giant banana extraterrestrial man who says the Banana Fofana song? I don't think so. And I think my last pick has to be DK Jungle Climber, the superior of the duology.
Do you truly believe in your real, Hyle Russell Hart, Jungle Climber is better than King of Swing.
I can believe whatever I want to believe if I just try hard enough.
I don't feel like I need to talk down Jungle Climber.
When I said I might choose another Mario Kart, well, you know what? Let's just jump right into this. We're about to do our post talk, a little bit of commentary. Just, it's going to be easy breezy. We're going to do a little bit of commentary going over our lists. So before we do that, let's read off our list. Let's focus first only on the Second Banana DKU video games. We'll list them off. We'll talk about them. Then we'll do the same for the DKU Character All-Stars list. Sound good? Everyone, we're on board? It's all good?
Sounds good. Good.
Sweet. So I'm going to list them off. Hyle, the sloppy second team, has chosen Donkey Kong Country Returns, Donkey Kong 64, Saber Wolf for the Game Boy Advance, Mario Super Sluggers, and Donkey Kong Jungle Climber. All right. And then the team, the Atlanta Rhythm section, hosted by Jeff. Atlanta Rhythm section, we selected Donkey Kong Country 3, Super Smash Brothers Brawl, Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and Yooka-Laylee. Okay? And then you have, of course, the San Diego Pod Race, Yippee! Hosted by Mitchell, with Mario Kart 8, Conker's Bad Fur Day, DK King of Swing, Mario Party 3, and Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. All right. So those are our choices. They're locked in. Those are the things that you, the patrons, anyone listening to this episode, you still have time to get on Patreon, join the DK on Patreon, and vote, unless you're listening to this far into the future, in which case you won't. You have about 2 weeks from the date of recording to get that in there. But, maybe it's only 1 week from when it airs. I don't know when it airs. You better get on it. All right? Join the Patreon. Do a vote. You're going to want to do it. We're going to jump in and talk a little bit about it. And what I was about to lead into was this. When I was deciding Yooka-Laylee, I said I could choose a lesser Mario Kart, but having it right up next to Mario Kart 8 might actually just reflect really poorly. And then I had the same thought about, what else was it? There was another one with the same thought. Maybe I can't remember, and that's fine. Oh, Mario Party. Mitchell had Mario Party 3. I had on my list, I had written down on my piece of paper, Mario Party 3, ? Mario Party 6, ? Mario Party Jamboree, ? And I'll be honest with you, I didn't know which one to pick. But the second Mitchell picked Mario Party 3, I knew I couldn't pick one of the other ones because I just didn't want to go head to head. I didn't want our lists to be compared in so specific of terms where I might pick wrong. I might be, maybe Mario Party 3 was the better one. And then people directly see that I've got the worst of the two and there's a direct comparison. So I didn't do it. And I thought a little bit the same thing when Hyle chose Donkey Kong Jungle Climber. I like Jungle Climber. I think that both King of Swing and Jungle Climber have kind of not aged into becoming beloved. Neither, like they're not aging badly, but they're not remaining beloved in the way that games can do. And when you go back and compare them, I think that between the two, King of Swing is the one with the charm. Jungle Climber is better.
Between all the Payon games, if I were to defend myself for a moment, King of Swing is like the one that the fan base was like, oh, okay. Because all these things came out within a very short amount of time from each other. Donkey Konga, which is, again, about as fun as clapping along to Happy Birthday in real life. Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, which is a fantastic game, and I also picked and is also good.
He almost put himself down.
The fan base liked King of Swing, and also the look of it is very clean. The gameplay is a very novel idea without seeming anti the tone of what Donkey Kong is. Like it's both something he's never done before and also it kind of feels right. And I think that put Payon in this position of like, okay, yeah, you go ahead. And then between Jungle Climber and Barrel Blast, it's like, oh, wow, we trusted you with Donkey Kong? They're not terrible. Jungle Climber's not terrible.
I think Jungle Climber is the better game, but I think that for two games that aren't neither one of them are beloved really, on a like large scale, to go back to them, the one between the two that has a lot of charm that holds up is King of Swing. Jungle Climber is the better game, but King of Swing is the one with a charming art style. So, I mean, you know what? I could be wrong. We'll see how the voters vote. I don't know if Hyle wants to respond to any of the numerous little threads we all just said about.
I'll say this. I think Jungle Climber, and in the live stream, we have a great point brought up by Just Andre, although actually community member and occasional Kongversation co-host Courtney brought it up, because Andre says, Courtney literally just an hour ago said on Blue Sky, sometimes I'm sad that a lot of people mistakenly think DK64 was his last appearance as a villain, referring to King K. Rool. But sometimes I'm not. Jungle Climber is a fever dream that might be best contained, studied, and appreciated from deep within a fandom niche. And so, like, I am probably the deepest in this fandom niche out of the three of us. I mean, you both are in it, but I'm the one who lives this, breathes this, makes himself sick over this nonsense.
Rolling my eyes out of my head.
No. You have video gaming lives outside of this. I don't play anything else. I don't do anything else vis-a-vis gaming other than the DKU. And so I agree with that statement. And that's why Jungle Climber, I think Jungle Climber is it's bewildering to me that it exists at all. And I think King of Swing, I like them both. I do like them both, but I think Jungle Climber is, for me, much more interesting from a Donkey Kong fandom perspective.
I don't disagree. I think it'll be fun to see where the votes land up on that. But I also do want to point out that we are going to reanalyze all of this in much greater detail in just a couple weeks when we do another podcast looking at the results of the votes and revealing to the audience, and also probably revealing to a couple of these hosts what the results are, because I'm not going to know the results when we get on that podcast. So I do want to save a lot of this for that episode, because, you know, we want that episode to have content besides just a 5-second here's who won. We want to bolster that episode a little bit. We don't need to dwell too much on this episode about all this, especially because the more that we analyze this, the more we are influencing the viewers, the voters. I don't want to say, wow, Mitchell, this was a great pick, or I'm surprised you did that. I don't want to influence the voters too much yet, other than saying it is shocking that some of the things you guys let me pick and then some of the garbage you guys picked. It is shocking. So,
all right.
Should we go and look at the character list, then do another little bit of commentary, but again, save the bulk of it? Are we ready for that?
Yeah. Let's look at these lists, because Hyle, you got me so scared at the beginning.
Yeah. So let's list it out, then we'll talk.
Like Jeff saying Candyman.
Oh, that was the fourth one. I don't have to be the one to say it. If that's number 4, Hyle.
It counts if somebody else says it?
I think.
You think? You
well,
think?
That would just be said in general. It's not the fourth time in general it's ever been said.
Okay, so like if we were in a room together, it would count. But I don't think that they have done a movie where people are talking about him. I'm being careful not to say the name of his movie or his character. I don't think they've ever done a movie where they're talking over a Discord or a Skype or a FaceTime. So I don't know if it counts. I don't know the rules. Let's just assume that for our own safety, let's assume that we're at 4, because if we were all in the room together, that would have counted.
Do you think he killed Skype? Is that how it died?
No, but he did kill the Pope.
Oh.
The Pope was looking in one of those ornate Catholic mirrors at the Vatican City and said his name 5 times. So,
and
here,
Steve Mongo McMichael showed up and did the Super Bowl shuffle over his body.
No, that one was natural. That let's not joke about his death.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jeff. Look, I'm the only one who voted for a bear out of our list. So I think I am the only one entitled to speak on this.
Mitchell has Klungo. That is really strong. So let me tell everyone, let me recap what everyone has. Because some people are like, oh yeah, I forgot that Mitchell had Klungo. Well, here they are. In the Character All-Stars draft, the second banana, sorry, not the second banana, the sloppy second. I'm so sorry, Hyle. The sloppy second.
It's okay. I'm terrible with names too. It happens.
It's tough. I keep calling Mongo Mumbo Jumbo, but he never got drafted. So
I think we were all afraid of it.
We were. So here is who did get drafted on the Character All-Stars list. Sloppy second, Hyle, drafted Diddy Kong, Banjo Bear, Cranky Kong. Don't woo them all. I will fight you if you don't stop. This is a warning. You're getting a yellow card.
Oh, no.
Diddy Kong, Banjo Bear, Cranky Kong. That would be really meaningful, Hyle, if you knew what all the different cards meant. Can
I say like a hootie hoo or something?
At the end, just save one for the end.
Okay. All right.
I'll punch you in your arm, and you'll affectionately, but your arm will be sore.
I like pain.
All right. Maybe I won't do it then. I'll deny you. Diddy Kong, Banjo Bear, Cranky Kong, Royston the Goldfish, and Pipsy the Mouse.
Hootie hoo!
You did it. You've done it. We've done it. All right.
Yeah, I think that's a good list. I think that is a squad that I would die for.
Tell us in a second. God. My team, the Atlanta Rhythm section, has Kazooie, Dixie Kong, Trouser the Snake, Crystal, and Lanky Kong. And there's nothing weird about it. It's not weird for the genders there's nothing psychosexual about it. It's 5 good characters with no bigger thought than that.
No, just a lot of sex appeal and stretching.
Right, but not on purpose, though.
I mean, really?
All right, God.
Look, I get Kazooie because eggs are expensive. I get it.
The only part of that was on purpose was after I had Kazooie and Dixie and no one else had any women characters on their whole list, I did kind of have the thought, if I pick a third woman, I would be denying you guys options. I
did have Grunty at that point, and you failed to recognize woman because she is ugly and wow, judging a character by their looks, especially women. In that way, Jeff, is just it's rough. It's rough to hear.
It's just
rough
because
to hear from someone that I used to respect.
Jeff is scared of witchcraft in general. I'm not.
I love all the people in the world. I don't know. Mitchell's team, the San Diego Padres. Yippee! Mitchell team has King K. Rool, Donkey Kong.
Woo!
Stop. I will. The Jeff, the ref, can't play favorites. If I'm going to yell at Hyle, I have to yell at you.
Okay, I won't woo. Yeah, let's keep going.
All right. King K. Rool, Donkey Kong. Gruntilda, Klungo, Mr. Pants.
Woo.
Right. God. Being a referee is hard. All right. Any gut reactions there? We're going to save the bulk for the post analysis, but I don't want to sway the voters other than saying it is wild to me how nobody chose more than one female character but me. Do you guys understand that women are 50% of the population, not 20% of the population? Interesting.
You just come across as pandering, Jeff, and I think that's more insulting.
No, your list is maybe about women because that's all you see. My list is for the women.
Mitchell, no, Hyle, you just said I was pandering, and your last pick is you saying, I don't have a woman, I better pick one. That was explicit.
You didn't pick any number of female Donkey Kong characters you really could have done.
Listen to me for once. An adult is speaking here.
Wow.
I gave my reasons for not picking Laylee. It would have been insulting. Same reason for Tiny Kongs, because Jeff picked Dixie, and it's like, oh, I guess I have to pick the lesser Dixie. That wouldn't have done anybody any favors. But Pipsy, a cartoon mouse, you can't get more original than that.
Now it's mansplaining.
You know what, Toots? We'd love to have you in there, but we already have a blonde.
Yeah, you blondes are all interchangeable, right? I'm about to drink a hot Dr. Pepper.
This is yeah, all right. Well, where do we go from here? We're accusing each other of sexism.
This has gotten ugly and toxic, and I don't like what it's brought out in the three of us. And this is why I engage in more intellectual pursuits than sports, Jeff.
Fuck you, Hyle. It's okay. You're going to choose who had the best characters, and then you're going to choose who had the best games. We're going to combine those. We're going to come back in a couple of weeks. Before we do that, you will be able to get even more of your fix, of your drafting fix, if you tune in to the DK Vine Twitch streams featuring the Idaho crew. Because the Idaho crew of DK Vine is going to be doing their own impromptu Idaho League DKU Draft on a Tuesday. They stream every Tuesday. It's going to be this Tuesday. It's going to be at Tuesday night. It's not, I don't know which one it will be. It's going to be at Tuesday nights at Eastern time.
Every Tuesday from now on.
Jeff, do you want me to do this bit? Because you're struggling. You're struggling more than when you made your list.
It makes me feel worse when you tell me I'm struggling, but why don't you just do it, Dad?
All right, well, the Idaho crew, this weird commune of people, not a militia, but still, it's like half the DK Vine staff at this point in a compound in Idaho. Nothing fishy about that. But they stream on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/DK Vine, every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. It's a little weird. I never say what time it is in Idaho. It's 6 p.m. in Idaho, but come on. Mountain time? What the hell is that? Anyway.
How many people live there? Nobody.
The Idaho crew live there because there's nobody else and they can properly overthrow the government. I didn't say that out loud. I didn't mean it. It was just things come out. I'm a little punchy from the Switch 2 pre-order drama. But anyway, they're going to be doing their own draft. It's going to be Dustin. It's going to be Cameron. It's going to be Adam. It's going to be Andrew. Tate might be there. I don't know. I don't really know the rules of Tate.
I actually kind of also don't know the rules of Tate. And I think it's okay to say it that way.
No, we're allowed to acknowledge we don't know the rules of Tate.
Also, Gigastrike points out in the live stream, I'd like to plug that we have a 2025 edition of the DKU Draft for forum goers on the DK Vine forum. We still have 2 spots open and are looking to expanding to a character draft as well.
I love that. Thank you for doing that, Gigastrike. We really appreciate it. We love the cross promotion and everyone getting into it. We want people to comment. We want people to go on Patreon and tell us we're idiots, or YouTube, or Blue Sky. Let us know what you would have done. Tell us the 5 best games that could have been picked, even though fucking that's not how this game works. And you wouldn't have been able to get all 5.
That's right.
But it's fine. Let us know. Tell us where we went wrong.
If you come in and say you should have voted for Donkey Kong Country 2 and Banjo-Kazooie, then you clearly weren't paying attention, and your judgment is invalidated.
That's right. Don't make me call Candyman on. Fuck! I said it!
No!
This has been a File 2 production.
¡Qué rico!